Consider the risks before you buy a timeshare. Brought to you by the WeOwnTimeshares.com team. There are both risks and rewards involved in buying a timeshare, largely dependent on which timeshare company you choose to purchase these properties from. There are many people out there who have had nothing but enjoyment from their timeshare properties, while others have seen their dream vacation property turn into a nightmare and a money pit due to the fraudulent scam artists that have taken advantage of them. Buying a timeshare should be done with a great deal of caution and awareness of the potential risks. Think carefully about all the benefits as well as all the risks as you consider buying, and of course, always read the fine print before you sign anything. There are two types of timeshare properties: deeded and licensed to use. A license to use timeshare is not a purchase so much as it is a long-term rental. These timeshare agreements have defined expiration dates, with the buyer paying for the right to use the property for the duration of the contract. A deeded timeshare, on the other hand, is much more like a conventional real estate property purchase, with the buyer receiving a deed which can be transferred in one's will to their heirs. The price of a timeshare depends on how much time per year the buyer receives and the right to use the property and at what time of year these dates happen to fall. It could also not be a fixed week, but a flexible week. Generally, flexible week timeshares carry a larger premium than a fixed week, depending on the week. The increased premium is due to the flexibility of use. Buying a timeshare is an important decision, and it is not one to be rushed into. Read over any documents and contracts very carefully, making sure that you understand all of the terms and conditions spelled out therein. Never sign anything unless you completely understand what you're agreeing to. You may want to have your lawyer look over the contract before signing, and you should definitely speak to someone who owns a property at that timeshare resort. Before you buy a timeshare, keep the following points in mind. If you are buying a timeshare from a real estate company, verify that they are a licensed broker. If you're buying from a resale company, you're especially going to want to verify that they're a licensed broker. An easy way to verify this is for asking for their license number. Then you can verify it with the State Department, which deals with these kinds of transactions and knows the history of the broker. Be vigilant when you're buying a timeshare from a non-licensed firm. Your money is at stake, and the non-licensed firm wouldn't have much to lose, so a greater chance of fraud exists. A timeshare is meant to be a vacation property rather than an investment. You may not necessarily receive a good investment if you choose to resell it. License to use timeshares should be approached with a degree of extra caution. If the company goes under or files for bankruptcy, you could lose everything. If the property you are looking at does not have all the features finished being constructed, you may want to get it in writing that they will be completed by a specific date. This helps ensure that they actually go through with finishing the project. Don't give too much credence to claims made by the seller regarding the market value of the real estate, or the resale value especially. These tend to go down when you resell them. Do not be impulsive when buying a timeshare. Read each and every paper very thoroughly and take adequate time in researching, analyzing, and making your decision to buy a timeshare. And, of course, get everything in writing. Lastly, before you make a purchase, make sure the timeshare company guarantees their exchange program. Many are involved in larger exchange networks, such as RCI or Interval International, but not every company does this. It is not necessarily worthwhile to purchase a timeshare without a solid exchange program unless you're certain that you're interested in vacationing at that same property every year. If you're thinking about timeshare ownership and want to learn more, you should visit WeOwnTimeshares.com. There's a wealth of timeshare information on this timeshare ownership social network. It is free to join, and you can set up your profile in minutes, and you can begin sharing your timeshare experiences and reviews of different properties across the world. Begin asking questions in the forum. Visit today, and we'll see you there.